I believe we are good to start. Sorry for delay a little bit. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining this session. And this is just beginning of CCNP ENCORE ENARSI. And we have to do a lot of deep dive about this CCNP ENCORE ENARSI. So today is just day one. So we'll talk some brief discussion about how this course is going to be look like, what we're going to cover, and about the lab part, about the course content, everything we're going to discuss. So if anyone have any doubt, please ask me. There is no problem. And this is going to be very energetic batch because every morning we have to start very positive thing. So you guys have to very ready and make sure you wake up on the time. I know being in IT, sometime you have to come office in late and we have to sleep till late, but you have to be a little bit in discipline and wake up early in the morning. So at least we can start fresh and make sure you have the laptop, you have the notebooks, so you guys can like write down the concepts. That's my request. And we have to do theoretical understanding. That's very important. We have to do the practical understanding, means entire lab. So because we are targeting the CCNP in core analysis, so we have to do a lot of labs and a lot of complex labs. Because CCNA have the basic labs, but CCNP in core analysis really have the very complex labs. So you have to very good in the EIGRP, not only the IPv4. You have to also know how the IPv6 is going to be there, OSPF configuration for the IPv4 and IPv6, BGP configuration, its redistributions. We have to discuss about the tagging. We have to discuss about the filtering. We have to discuss about the route map, policy map, how it is going to be configured, and how we basically do some sort of the path manipulations. So definitely I'll explain. But before I jump on the direct to the topic and I just start explaining the things. First, we have to understand what is CCNP in core and what is CCNP NRC. Okay. And which one should I start first? And shall I do only CCNP in core? Shall I do only CCNP NRC, or it is the both is going to be required? So for me, you can see here, I have two things. Let me open where it is. So you can see this is the one module that is a CCNP in core, right? That sorry, NRC, and also you can see we have the in core. So definitely we have to cover both of the program. We have to cover both of the program, and why is both of them mandatory? Let's break down step by step. So I'll start with the certification part. Okay. So who is basically eligible to do these certifications? So let's suppose you, if you already have knowledge, just ignore it because it's just basic things I'm just discussing because it's day one. So I want to set the right expectation for everyone. So no one have any kind of the doubt in your mind. So basically, eligibility point of view, if anyone have the very good understanding about the CCST, that's not certification recommended from my side, but most US people can do that. Cisco certified support technicians, and that requested by me CCNA. Means you are the CCNA certified, then probably you can move for the CCNP Enterprise. So what is CCNP Enterprise? CCNP Enterprise are the professional level of certifications. And if I talk about the professional certification, that means you are going to drive as a L3, as a L2 role in the company. Okay. Sometime even the L3 plus role like designer, architect, because you are the professional. It's not mandatory. You have to be a CCI. Even without CCI, you can serve your organization as a good level. So it's a enterprise means if you want to become the CCNP enterprise engineer, you have to crack two exam. One is the core exam and one other is the like elective exam. That means the anyone from out of this exam, anyone. Then you are going to become a CCNP enterprise engineer. So core is something, it's mandatory. So you can say CCNP in core. That's the one exam. So even you want to become the professional, you are not going to clear this exam. You are not going to eligible for the CCNP Enterprise. And one more thing, even you want to become the CCI engineer for the enterprise infrastructure, that's equivalent to routing, switching, and wireless. For that also, it's a mandatory. You have to crack the CCNP ENCORE exam. If you're not going to crack this exam, you are not eligible to sit in the CCI exam. That's also very important. So you can understand what is the relevance of the, you can go with the CCI expert exam, means the Cisco certified Internetwork expert. It's a highly regarded achievement in the tech industry worldwide. Means if you are going to crack the CCI, it's very difficult to crack and get the number. Passing chance is very less. But if you have passion, you have the right strategy. If you want to take some insight from my side, I can give that also. Then you can easily crack this exam. The most important, if you want to get the CCI certification, CCI Enterprise Infrastructure, you have to go with the exam. But this is the in core exam, you must have to be clear. 350-410. See, 350-401. That you have to clear, and then after you have to go with the 8 hours lab. Samay, you have any question you asking? Okay, so this is how it is going to happen. So you must have to crack the exam 350 and 401, and then you have to give 8 hours lab. And in this 8-hour lab, how it is going to break down? Initially, probably 2 hours you are going to get the theoretical concept, and 6 hours you have to do the practical. Means they are going to bifurcate into sections. Yes, Jacob, you have the question. Please ask.
Sir, I wanted to ask, are we conducting the CCI classes as well?
Yeah,
Just
basically this is a part of CCI only. See, in core is a part of CCI only. So the syllabus even now going to show you. Few things you have to cover, especially if you are going to CCI. Not much difference. SD-WAN is going to be there. SD access is going to be there. But rest thing is going to be CCI only. So if I go with the, let me show you the syllabus. So see, this is the, if I opening this book, there's an in-core PDF, but hold on, this is not an ebook. You are going to find this is a actually CCI book. Let me go. See, this is the CCNP and CCI in-core ebook. So this book, if you are going to open, actually it's a in-core, but let me show you.
this is the written. Okay, lab.
So lab, it's if you are going to get the lab, CCI lab,
Hmm.
the SD-WAN is one part, then definitely 100% we are going to cover if you're going to attend my SD-WAN session. Routing switching is going to almost cover. A few things we have to additionally cover as a point of the CCI. Automation, we have to do some extra thing for the CCI, right? So
Hmm.
that's required extra time. And the most difficult lab that is we have to bring in the rental, that is the SD access. That's not possible in the virtually. So if someone have the aspiration to become a CCI engineer, so their
Hmm.
mindset should be totally different. We are targeting the CCNP. So once you do the CCNP, then you go to CCI. So some topic you have to more do in the practical. You don't have to do the theoretical. But yes, still we have to cover exactly almost 70-80% topic from the CCNP. If I just open the CCI syllabus, let me show you.
Are you conducting CCI classes as well for lab?
As of now, actually, there is no requirement for the Gwinnett point of view. But yes, there are the foreign student who is regular touch with me. So I'm just helping them to just prepare that, for CCI. So if anyone have requirement, that we have the different kind of the module for that.
That's,
Okay. So if you,
Are you gonna, sir? Are you gonna provide this ebook to us?
yes, definitely. That ebook is going to be there. So you can see this is CCI.
Where can we access it?
That is going to say it via the recording is going to be the app and portal. Ebook is going to via the Google Drive. Okay. So you guys can
Okay.
download that.
Okay.
Okay. Jacob, I'm muting you. Some background noise is coming.
Yeah.
So you can see this is the complete switching. You have to become a champion of the switching. Might be in the CCNP level, you don't have to cover that much switching concept, okay? But CCI, you have to do a lot of things. This is basically routing concept. So almost 70-80% things will cover in the routing. That not going to be a challenge. Means almost we are going to cover. A few additional things, probably private AS number. We also cover in the this BGP. Almost everything we are going to cover. Don't worry about that. Like aggregation, AS set, probably these are the new things we are going to cover. Regular expression is not going to be CCNP. And remote private is allow. These are the advanced things, right? That we are going to cover in CCI, and that's multicast in very detailed. So these are going to be topics. Some topics are going to new in the network infrastructure. And see, this is the SD access. This is what I was talking. So SD access VXL. So if you're planning for the data center or SD access, then it is going to be covered in this particular module, fabric design and all. But here is the SD-WAN. So SD-WAN definitely I cover 100%, whatever it is written here. So if you're attending my SD-WAN, so this is also going to be covered. And then we have this MPLS concept, GRE, DMVPN, MPLS, that definitely something is new here. We have to do a little bit more, but in CCNP also will cover everything. And infrastructure services, this all will cover in CCNP ENCORE ENARSI. Most of things we are going to cover. And finally, we have the deeper side inside of the automations.
Automation.
So, yeah.
Are
On,
we sorry to interrupt you. Are we conducting MPLS as well? Means in this NRC?
so NRC, if you talk about the NRC course, right? Uh, Let me show you. So NRC course doesn't have the full MPLS requirement. Okay, let me show you where it is. Yeah. So you have to understand the MPLS concept. Lab is not required in this NRC. But if you guys want, I can demonstrate some lab as well. There's
I
no
mean,
problem. Okay.
if we can have
Yes, yes,
one.
definitely. I'll cover one lab. There is no problem. Okay. But in NRC, there is no, you have to configure and test the MPLS. Only you have to understand the concept of the MPLS. But in CCI, it's 100%. You have to configure the entire end-to-end MPLS, RDRT, level switching, right? LDP, right?
um,
LSP, everything. So don't worry. I'll explain these all things. We'll cover one lab as well.
Sir, I want to see what topics are covered in Encore exams.
Okay, definitely. I'll cover right away.
Okay.
So give me some time. Definitely, I'll cover these all things. So what I was talking, let's suppose you have to, where I was, yeah, you have a dream to become a CCNP. So very first thing, you have to crack this CCNP in core exam. That's very important. And then you have to crack any of elective exam. So you can go with the CCNP NRC. You can go for the SD-WAN also, right? This exam or some other like wireless, you can go for the automations, other lot of codes we have available here, right? But my recommendation, being a network guy, go for the NRC or SD-WAN or both. If you're going to cover these all three, then almost you cover 80% of CCI. 80% or might be 75%. If 80% is more, then 75. 20% only you have to do extra work to just complete the CCI. Or
So
20%.
so you said Encore, NRC, and SD-WAN, these
Yes,
three.
these
Okay.
three. Yeah. Because in the CCI syllabus, you can see these all are going to part here. You have the MPLS is new, but you can see SD access is going to be new only. SD-WAN is 100% entire syllabus is going to be there. Rest are going to be in core NRC, all topic routing switching is going to be there. So 75% you are ready for the CCI. Only 20% you have to work, and then you are going to be covered. So Arshana, MP is a part of the basically MPLS. So definitely we have to configure one lab. So I'll cover this MP BGP. Don't worry about that. ISIS is not part of syllabus, Jacob, so we are not going to cover. Okay, even is not part of CCI as well. Clear? Any doubt till here? So why you become the CCNP in core and NRC? I hope everyone is clear, right? Let me know, guys, if any doubt, if still anyone have. Now let's move to the breakdown the course content one by one for the fourth module. So if I talk about the CCNP in core, okay, so I prepared this course module. You can, this is the routing. Let me open that. This is the course module. You can see total we have the 6 module in CCNP in core. Sakil for you, okay? Because you asked that. So total we have the 6 module, and officially even we are going on the in core syllabus. You are going to exactly 6 module, and the same because the team has been prepared this slide deck for me. That's exactly as per the Cisco syllabus. We are not going to deviate anything. Means whatever the Cisco suggests, so you are going to be certification aligned. Means it's not like I can pick topic which I'm feeling comfortable, or basically I feel to love to demonstrate or customize something. No, it's not like that. My course is always going to align with the actual certification oriented and real industry based whatever scenario we have that we are going to cover. So based on that, we have the total 6 module. The same 6 module we are going to cover in the in core. Now, if you break down these modules in architecture, so in architecture, you are going to get here similar kind of the things like explain the difference between the principles. Whatever cover here, let me explain from here also. Whatever it is covered, it's all you are going to understand. Means initially in the CCNP in core, you can think it's a Bible of the networking. If you want to become a champion of the CCI, means champion of the Cisco networking, in core is the Bible. If you are doing the in core, your lifelong base is going to be strong, because this encore is just more about the how my network is going to be look like, what is the core knowledge of my enterprise networking, foundation fundamental knowledge of the enterprise networking, core concept of the switching, core concept of the automations, core concept of the wireless solutions, core concept of the SD-WAN solution, concept of the SD-LAN solution, VXLAN solutions, why are we going to use that, and virtualization solutions. So if you are going to complete the CCN, it's going to be more theoretical, less practical in the CCNP in core. But the theoretical concept is very important for the everyone, guys. For the interview point of view, you must know each and every theoretical concept. If you don't know, then it is going to be a problem. You unable to crack the interview, because interviewer definitely going to ask the scenario based question, but it also going to discuss what is enterprise network, what is a two-tier architecture, what is the three-tier architecture, what is the SSO, what is my SD-WAN solution, what is my SDXS solutions, what is my WLAN solutions, like what is the FHRP, what is my kind of the cloud network, what is the virtualizations. So who going to teach that kind of the concept? That is going to cover in the in course. So Cisco design terminologies, Cisco design a syllabus where everyone should have the at least mid level of knowledge of the network infrastructure. At least they can sense what is happening there. At least they can understand what is going there. At least they can understand what kind of the infrastructure within the cloud, within the data centers, and based on that they can make some logic. So that's why you can see the architecture is more about the theoretical. We'll definitely do some labs, but it's more theoretical. Lab is going to be FHRP, that's HSRP, VRRP, and GLLV. We do that, but most of the things is going to be theoretically. Once you understand the architecture, we have the virtualizations. In virtualization, you have to understand what is the hypervisor, one and two. What does mean hypervisor? What is a virtual machine? What is the virtual switching? So you have to understand. Might be you never heard about that. What is a hypervisor? That's going to be new because network security guy basically don't work on the servers. But because this is my responsibility, because we have the servers, we have the everything in house. So I will show you how even we can build the virtual machines. And if we want to build a virtual machine, and let's suppose this is talking about what? Virtual switching as well. So how virtual switching is going to look like in the virtual machine. So if you want to do the virtual switch, then how the switch is going to be created, what is the port, how the VLAN is going to be created. So although it's not a practically required, but when I explain, then I will showcase so you can visualize actually what is a virtualization and what is a hypervisor. And let's suppose I want to create some virtual machine also. So how I can create the virtual machine, right? Then let's suppose I want to create the virtual machine test going at VM. So how the image is going to look like and from where the image I'm going to get. So I will demonstrate some so you can get some idea about the virtualizations as well. Okay. Then we have to understand how VRF is going to be configured. What is the VRF is going to look like? GRE and IPsec tunnels. We have to understand about the LIPS concept, VXLAN. We don't have to do the theoretical, we'll do the CCI. But if you have guys any requirement, how it is going to look like, definitely I'll configure the LIPS protocol and VXLAN as well in the lab. There is no problem. But yes, more about you have to understand about the VRF and GRE tunnel, and these all you have to know concept wise what is the meaning of this particular concept. Now, backing to the infrastructure. This infrastructure is going to more about the switching, like Ether channel, RSTP, MSTP, root guard, BPDU guard, port filtering, right? What is BPDUs and other switching concept, VTP, that all we are going to cover here. And then you are going to learn about the layer 3 routing. But these layer 3 routing are very limited. It's not very detailed one. So that's why we cover NRC first, where we become a champion of the everything about the routing. Then we come to the Encore. So we can skip this part because already we covered in the NRC. We cover Encore in the switching. We cover in the wireless. That's going to be covered. But this is just, basic routing discussion in the Encore. So it's not going to make any sense. Even I going to explain some as per these topics, you're going to be confused. So that's why we'll cover this entire NRC very detailed level. So you don't have to worry about that. So it's going to be like become very easy for you. Then wireless concept, then we have the IP services, NAT, PAT, HSRP, VRRP. These all we have to understand the multicast concept. So this is going to be more about the infrastructure, routing and switching. Then we have the network assurance, how the IPSL is going to be configured. What is my REST conf? What is my net conf? What is my SNMP server? How we can diagnose the debug, conditional debug, trace route, ping, SNMP, syslogs, what is a net flow, what is a flexi flow, what is a span, RS span, and how IPSLA. So these are going to be more about the very interesting and interactive topic. So you guys can easily understand for different troubleshooting method in the network infrastructure. And then security. It's all about the AAA attacks, how it is going to be configured, ACL, scope policies, and we have to configure the like wireless security as well. So we have the wireless lab in house. So I'll show you how the wireless lab is going to be ready and REST API, and then we have to understand different method of the threat defense, endpoint security, next generation firewall, TrustSec and MapSec. What is that? And other access control with the map authentication and wave authentications. So this is all about the security. Last is going to be automations. And that is very new for everyone. What is the automations? That's, let's suppose you have a requirement to automate your network based on the Python script, based on the JSON script. So how it is going to be happen? How we are going to describe the and data modeling, right? How you can connect with the API with the VManage, Cisco DNS Center, how you can design the REST conf with the Cisco DNS Center, and how you can design the EMS scripting for the automate the network. So I will explain these all things, but in Encore, most things are going to be theoretically, less thing is going to be practically, because in core you have to more about know about the network infrastructure. So it's kind of 50-50 game is going to happen. 50% syllabus is going to be theoretical and 50% syllabus is going to be your practical, theoretical and practical. Okay, it's clear. Sakil, you there? Sakil, it's clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is going to be ENCORE. Now, if I talk about the NRC, so if you go in the NRC, so let's discuss about NRC. So basically, what we are going to do in NRC, Lloyd, if you have the requirement on a segment routing, we'll do if time allow, but this is not part of syllabus. Okay, let me explain. So this is going to be
Sir, what did you say? Not part of the syllabus? What do you mean by that?
segment routing.
Okay, not part of the CCNP
Yes,
syllabus.
yeah.
Okay.
Segment routing is not part of CCNP. That is a different topic. If you have any like question, I can answer because I know that, but that is not part of the even CCI segment routing. So there are only 4 modules available in the NRC, but its module is less, but you don't think it's very easy. Okay, most difficult part is the routing. Most difficult part is routing. Trust me, guys. If you are going to become a routing champion and you have the clear vision how routing works, trust me, your 50-70% life is going to be easy while learning the MPLS, while learning the SD-WAN, and any other routing concept. Routing is very complex. Routing is very tedious because it's all about mindset game. If you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the right approach, probably you are always going to be a struggle. Let's take an example on fly. Probably I keep asking the questions. We have the R1, we have the R2, and we have the R3. I know it's very easy, everyone know the answer, but let's test your mind. Here we have the loopback 1.1.1.1/32. Here we have the loopback 3.3.3.3/32. These are 2 loopbacks we created. Here, let's suppose we have the 12.0.0.0/30 network. Dot 1 is here, dot 2 is here. Here 23.0.0.0/32, 30. This dot 1, dot 2. Now, just raise your hand. I want to just check. If I have a requirement to make the static routing reachability between these 2 loopback, so who is going to tell me first what configuration is going to require in R1, R2, and R3? Why the static routing? We are learning for the CCNP NRC, but
Static route is for reachability.
yes, means I want to make the loopback. This
Reachability.
one should be reached to this one via these 3 routers. So what is the configuration is going to require? High level on the R1. I know this IP need to assign. This is going to ping. This IP need to assign. This is going to ping. But I have to make the routing. So let's
So
suppose we have the
12
point.
dot static route for, if you are making a static route for 23.0.0.2 static route, next hop entry would be this 12.0.0.2.
My
Similarly,
requirement is 3.3.3. I'm not looking for the study route this one. So is it really required to put here or even we can do that?
so if you want to, okay, it's a loop back now. Anyhow, it's a
Just think again, I'm repeating. This is my requirement. Okay, so whatever all consideration, let me know. Means I want to make 1.1 should reach to 3.3.3. This is just requirement. Very, very simple question. And this is the network. So now you tell me what config required in the R1, what config required in the R2, and what config required in the R3. This I want to know. Just tell me the configuration, what I just put in the R1. Like I know IP route is going to require and what network I put it here and how many IP route is going to require. 1, 2, or just I can put anything.
we have to first in R1 we have to advertise network 12.0.0. ठीक है.
R1 is directly connected Lloyd. So why we are talking the static routing? So why advertise the network?
To start.
It's R1 in the source IP and the destination is 12.0.0.2.
Okay. Let me go in the R1. What is IP route? We have to do. Tell me
IP route is 1.1.1 source IP.
1.1 and network
So,
mask 255.
network 25, and then the destination is
What
and
is
the
the next
second
stop? What is the next stop for this one?
next stop is this 12.0.0.2.
Okay, 12.0.0.2. This is the one route. Any other route I need to put it here on this R1?
Loop back. Loop back.
This is 1.1 is directly connected. So you think Mayank it is required because this is already connected. So why you putting the same route for the same loop back?
Sir, you would
I
have
think
you would have the destination
it's a
IP. The route that
yes,
we're
destination
interested in.
hold on. Let me do this. So बाकी चीजें हम बाद में बात करेंगे. चलो पहले इस लैब को ही करते हैं. ओह,
IP route dot 3.3.2.
अभी तो ये बहुत ही बेसिक है.
Yes, it is.
We
It's,
have to
the
go
super most ultra basic thing.
static routing. So advanced routing हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं और basic पे अटक गए. That's what I'm saying ना. That's very difficult, right? So let's take an example. We required them. Just take a lab. We start with the lab on day one. I generally do not do that, but let do that. So this is 3 routers, okay? And let me put as the 1.1.1/32. Okay, this is the one loop back. This is my another loop back. Okay, 3.3.3.3. Okay, and I mentioned that we required the network here that is going to be 12.0.0.0/30, and this is the one network. This is my another network that is going to be 30, and here we are going to put .1, this here, okay, sorry, hold on. So hold on guys, why it's creating a problem for me. Okay, this is going to be there. Let me try this one. Okay, let me put it here. Okay, so just understand this is I'm just going right here. This is .2, this is .1, and this is .2. Okay, makes sense? So let's configure. Let me make this lab very quickly because this is a day 0 lab. I want to make sure you guys understand clearly how this routing is going to look like. And okay. So very first thing, when I go and the router, right? So I have to do the IP assignment. I have to configure the some kind of the routing. So let me do that one by one. So actually it's a VIOS actual router. So it's take little bit time because it's boot like a normal router. So if I go here and if I go in, I put the enable command and I'll go in the configuration, config terminal, and I'll put the host name as R1 and do show IP interface brief. And I'll create first interface loopback 1. Interface loopback 1, and I'll give the IP address 1.1.1.255.255.255.255. That is my one thing. Another thing, I'll go here and on this interface gig 0 by 0, I will assign the IP address interface gig 0 by 0, IP address 12.0.0.1. Why 12? Because I just want to make the correct network. 1, 2 is a 12. Jacob, I'm muting you. 1, 2 is a 12, right? 1 router and 2 router, 12. 2 and 3 is a 23. So I'm just making the network just for the not you have to remember. So आगे भी चलकर whenever you do the configuration, I'll use the similar kind of the networks. Between the router name, I'll use make the network. So you can use the /24 or /30. It's depend on scenario to scenario. So here I'm using /30. Later we'll see that. So I'll just do that and I'll put the no shut and do right. That's the very first thing. I'll go in the VIOS 2. It's a 5-minute job, but you'll see host name R2 interface loop. There is no interface required. So I will loopback is not required on this particular. So do show IP interface brief. So I will go here and configure two interfaces, gig 0 by 0 and 0 by 1. So interface gig 0 by 0, IP address. Please mute VK. 2.252, no shit. So I will ping the R1 after configuring the IP address. It's ping colon. So let me do the ping.
Sir, when you configured the loopback on router 1, you didn't give the subnet. No need?
Oh, I given subnet. See here.
Oh, okay. And the
Actually, it's come as
next
syslog.
line.
Na? So yeah, next line. So
Okay,
it's taken.
okay.
There's no problem. Even it's coming as syslog, you can keep giving the address it is going to take. There is no problem. So if you go here, show run interface loopback 1. See, I have given the subnet. Okay. So VIOS, I just configure one IP address and ping the point-to-point is reachable. Another interface is gig 0 by 1. So I will go gig 0 by 1 and I will give the IP address is 23.0.0.1 255 255 255 252 and no shut. And I will put a do right. Now we'll go on the third router. I'll go enable do show IP interface brief. Sorry, show IP interface. And here I will go in the configuration. First thing, host name is R3 and interface loopback is going to be my G 0 by 0. So this is my loop, sorry, not a loopback, it's an interface, and I'll go and assign the IP address 23.0.0.2 255 255 255 252. No shut, and try to first ping my point-to-point address. This is the best practice. Whenever you configure any IP address, make sure you pinging your point-to-point IP address. So it is going to ping. See, it is pinged. So this point-to-point is reachable. Now the most important, I need to configure one of the loopback 3, and I will assign the IP address 3.3.3 and subnet mask 255 255 255 255 and do right. So we done. So let me go here. So I can enter grip. We done the configuration. Now you have a requirement. You just have to ping from this IP to this IP address. So how you can ping? there is two ping method. Okay, think logically. One ping, if I do this ping, then what is happen? It is not pinging. And if I do another ping with the source 1.1.1, then what is going to happen? So I'll ask the question, just wait for a while because it's very fundamentals. So if I go here 1.1.1. So now you guys tell me when I'm pinging, what is the source it is taking? Can someone tell me what is source it is taking? When I'm
12.1.
sorry,
12.1.
12.1, yes, by default 12.1. So the packet is going to be created when I'm pinging from this router. There is source IP address. There is destination IP address. Destination you are targeting 3.3.3.3 and source is going to be 12.0.0.1. This is one packet. This is the one. Second side of the ping, I did that. I have the source IP address. I have the destination IP. I explicitly define the destination here. And also I define the source. So my source always going to be this IP address. Now, you guys tell me for both scenario, I want to make the reachability or any one scenario, what is the configuration is going to require in the R1, R2 and R3? Who is going to tell me? This was the requirement we discussed. Now tell me what configuration I do in the R1, R2 and R3 so it is going to be reachable. Who will feel I'm good in the static routing?
So IP route 3.3.3. Next hop would be 12.0.0.2.
Okay, just hold on. 12.0.0.2, right? Okay. Any other thing here have to do that?
No, we have already configured. It's good.
Okay. So now I need to move with the R2. R2 required any configuration?
IP route.
Okay. IP route.
1.1.1.1 to loop subnet mask, and then the next hop would be 12.0.1.
Okay.
IP route 3.3.3.3 subnet mask, and that in next hop IP. What is that?
23. Sorry.
13.0.0.
No, not 13. It should be 23. My bad. Hold on. It's 23. I configured 23, I believe. Let me verify. Yeah, 23. Okay. So this is going to be 23.0.0.2. Okay. Done?
2.5.
Okay.
Then it is directly connected. And similarly in R1, what we did in R3, then IP route 1.1.1 subnet mask, and then the next hop would be 23.1. Yeah.
Do right. Done?
Yes.
So now let's test it. Okay. Both packet will test it.
Sir, can I see the config on router 2, please?
Yes, definitely. This is two-line configuration we have done. This is a two-line configuration we have done. Clear? Let's do a testing.
Yes, sir.
So the very first thing I'm going to ping this packet without source. Okay. 3.3.3.3. So check if it's not working.
The back.
This is not working, but let me try with the second one. What do you think? Second one work or not?
Will work.
Second one working. So that's why I put 100% you're right, Lloyd, right? And I really appreciate your concept is almost very good for the static routing. But you missed something. Can you just rectify what you missed something in this routing?
Mm,
Who is going to figure it out? I know this is a static routing. You all have done this.
update source loopback. We require
This is
that.
a static route. This is a static man. There is no BGP, no OSPF. This is a static route. You did the great job and you make the half of the cake, cooked, but still half is uncooked. The first packet is still not going through, second is going through.
We have end-to-end reachability, na? तो वो तो जाना है. What I'm missing,
No,
I'm not able to get
you
now.
are network administrator, you are going to learn the BGP, OSPF, EIGRP, MPLS, but this is the static routing. Just
Ah.
you can do that. So why it is not pinging?
Because it doesn't have directly reachability to 23.0.0. network. If I'm
So
pinging,
now you tell me what is the solution. If there is no directly, then how I can make them reachable? I want to make them reachable. So what is the configuration is going to be required?
so IP route
Which
23.
router? Which router?
R1
Okay.
IP route
Hmm.
23.0.0 network subnet mask.
Uh-huh.
Then next step would be the 22.0. Yes,
Okay. Okay, done. Any other configuration required here?
and even on R3.
R3. IP route. Which network?
What is 1.1. No. Yes, 1.1.1.
We done now, already done. See, be given here.
In R3, it's a 12, IP route 12.0.0.
Lloyd, you agree with Mank or not? You agree with Mank?
Directly connected, no?
No, here. Mank is saying you have to put route.
Acha, that one. Yes.
Okay. That's good, you agree. 2300. What is next hope?
1.
1. So let's test again. And let me test again. Anything required in the R2 as well? What do you guys think? Or not required?
R2 end-to-end reachability. Yeah.
It's not required.
R2 don't require.
See, it's reachable and it's also reachable.
Yes, we haven't advertised means that 23 wall and 22 network and both the source and
So
destination.
trust me, what I want to take a call here and give the final message. Static routing is one of the complex routing ever in the networking. Not this one. It's a 3 router. If it's going to be 10 router,
नहीं
50.
वो actually होता क्या है सन वो the thing is that when we configure router ना automatically it comes in mind but ऐसा explain करने में ना then it becomes.
Yeah, I know. But this kind of the Lord question, generally, if you go on the higher
Interview.
पूछते हैं लोग, right? Because
Exactly.
you just check your concept. How quickly you're thinking about the forward and reverse routing. क्योंकि ये मैंने बोला ही, we started discussion. It's all about the mindset. How many logic you are going to apply when doing the routing. That's why I told at the beginning of the session, routing is not easy. Routing is a complex. And if you have the good understanding of the routing, especially for the forward and reverse routing, and you just understand every hope by hope how routing behavior is going to look like, you are the true network engineer, especially for the advanced routing. So
Yes.
thank you so much, guys. जिनको समझ नहीं आया, please go and do your labs. ठीक है? Lab ले लेना and just try to do this lab. Archana, Dasrath, Jitendra, you guys understand little bit? Anand Lal Kohli.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir. Yes.
please do in lab because the very basic things. We are not going to talk the static routing in this particular CCNP, but the fundamental is going to be there. Now let's back to the syllabus again. So in advanced routing, how we are going to cover? This is going to cover more about the about layer 3 technology, means how to troubleshoot, how to configure, about the VRF, routing, loop prevention mechanism for the EIGRP, load balancing, stub area, matrix. So we'll start with the EIGRP from next class, okay? And then we land with the OSPF, and then we land with the BGP. So they are talking about the troubleshooting sections. So definitely we'll cover this troubleshooting section because we have to do the configuration. At the same time, we'll do the troubleshooting also, and we'll discuss everything. What is the filtering? What is the tagging? What is the split horizon? What is the root poisoning? So these all things will cover in the layer 3 tokenology, that is going to more about the this is a VPN. So this is a layer 3. So once we going to configure these all things we are going to configure. And once we'll configure, we are going to get all answer of this particular question. Even the light VRF, what is the VRF light? What is the MPBGP VRF? That will cover. So this is the all about the routing. And then we are going to talk about the DMVPN, LSR, LDP, LSP, and this configuration. We'll do one lab. We have the very big lab for the MPLS. Let me show you, but we'll cover this. If you go here, might be you're going to this the one lab. Hold on, let me see where is my biggest lab. Yeah, so routing lab, if you just open this routing lab, so this is one of the complex lab we have for the MPLS. We have the multiple branches. We are running the OSPF. We are running the OSPF. We are running the BGP. We have to do the BGP configuration. So we'll try to do this lab. It's very complex, right? But we'll try to understand. So we'll do segment by segment configuration, and we'll make as a master lab later on for the CCI if you have the plan. Or in this lab, we'll try to do achieve the MP-BGP and some BGP configuration and OSPF configuration. So you guys are going to get more comfortable how it is going to look like. Okay. And I'll give the lab access as well. So this all is going to cover. Now the GRE DM VPN IPsec, that's a very key trending topic in the market. So we'll cover these all things also. And finally, once you become these two section champion, I believe these are going to be very easy for you. It's just about the TechX radius, COP policy. Even we are going to cover this in the CCNP ENCORE and NRC. So these all is going to be covered, and infrastructure services, that what is the HTTP, how to enable on the router, console line VTI, FTP, SNMP, DSAP, how we can configure the IPSLA and all net flow. So more like section 3 and 4, it's going to be overlap between the ENCORE and NRC. So we have the main goal in the CCNP NRC to become a champion of EIGRP. Means EIGRP 100% you should know. Nothing should be missed. You have to be champion of the OSPF. That's also 100%. You have to champion of the BGP. That's 100%. You have to champion DM VPN. Then IPsec. If you have this kind of the knowledge, I believe you're good in the routing. So this is how it is going to happen. Now, the timing we already decided. The timing we are going to start daily basis, Monday to Friday, every day. This class is going to be happen. It's going to be 1 hour class. So we'll keep a slot in this way, 8:15 to 9:30 slots. So this is slots. So it's going to be 75 minutes total, but we'll try to complete in 60 to 65 minutes. And if you have any questions, any doubt, we'll take 10 minutes extra, rest can drop it. But generally, the lecture will try to finish just in 60 to 65 minutes in daily basis. So you guys have to you have to go office, you have some personal works, it is not going to be affected. And it is going to be happen Monday to Friday. Clear?
सर 8 PM से 9 AM तक होने से अच्छा होता है
8 से 9. ओके विल ट्राई लेटर कार्तिक. अभी इसको स्टार्ट करते हैं 8:15 से. विल ट्राई टू फिनिश 9. ओके डोंट वरी. विल ट्राई बट थोड़ा बहुत कर लेंगे, 15 मिनट ऊपर नीचे कर लेंगे. देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. ओके कार्तिक.
But looking at the syllabus and depthness of the course, 1 hour is sufficient, I guess.
So we are going to cover 5 day in week, na? So we'll see if required extra class we'll do that. Okay.
Means at least 1.5 hour is required.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. First of all, timing is not matching for everyone. That's the main challenge. Okay, so somehow we able to come to the conclusion. At least let's start because syllabus is long, right? I know. So we'll see, right? Might be required to adjust one more timing later on, but at least let's start the CCNP and RC. If required, probably multiple batches are going to be there, so I will adjust the people in the different time slots. So it is going to be easy for me also. Okay, so don't
Because
worry.
I don't want any rush and hush on this, because if we are learning, we should be very much
Don't
clean.
worry, Lord. Don't worry. You don't have to rush in us. Okay, I'll take care. I'll make sure you have the everything in your plate so you can become a very good expert in the routing. Okay, that's my responsibility. So don't worry about that.
So we're starting with NRC.
Yes, we are starting with NRC
Okay.
from next class. Okay. Okay. So I believe we are good for today, and that's a great start. I don't want to bring the topic. So be ready for the EIGRP. Do some homework. Challenge me also in the class. Okay. And I know there are a lot of resources available in the internet. You guys go and learn and challenge me also in the class. Like, no, this is you're telling wrong. This is something written in the book. So that's good for me. There is no problem. I love to accept the challenges. Okay. But let's be fight with the EIGRP. What is EIGRP? We'll talk in this way. I will discuss in the next lecture. Let me set the expectations. Means why routing? If there is no routing, then what is the problem is going to happen? Okay. So we'll start from here. Why routing? Why routing is very important. What is the static routing? What is dynamic routing? And what is different between the static and dynamic routing? And if we talk about dynamic routing, especially, we have the IGP route, we have the BGP route. So what is the difference between the BGP and IGP routes? Why we use the IGP route? Why you use the BGP routes? So little bit like we'll understand the routing concepts, because when you go for the interview, this kind of the question is going to be asked. So you should be ready. And once we'll done discussion 15-20 minutes on these particular things, we move to the EIGRP. That is the first IGP. We are not going to cover static. We did the static today. You guys have to practice similar static. You have to add the 5 router, 6 router and try to do the static routing. The same concept is going to be happen, but we start with the EIGRP and then OSPF, then BGP, and then DMVPN, and then IPsec. These all major concept and MPLS we are going to cover. Chalo, so I believe we are good. If you have any question, please let me know. Else not, then we can conclude for day 1 as a closure.
सर सर्टिफिकेशन से रिलेटेड मतलब इसमें हमें लैब और सर्टिफिकेशन मतलब थ्योरेटिकल दोनों करना होता है या फिर सिर्फ हमें थ्योरी कंप्लीट करनी होती है सर्टिफिकेशन के लिए और लैब के लिए सीसीआई डायरेक्ट?
So you're talking about the exam point of view, CCNP ENCORE ENARSI, right?
जी जी हाँ जी.
So CCNP ENCORE, earlier there was no lab. पहले lab नहीं था, but now they have added the lab CCNP ENCORE के अंदर. ठीक है? That is the latest update last year उन्होंने किया. NRC के अंदर अभी भी लैब नहीं है. You have to go with the MCQ questions. NSD स्टाइल लैब नहीं है वहाँ पे. CCI में जाओगे तो आपको रिटर्न तो इनकोड देना ही पड़ेगा. फिर आप एग्जाम में जाओगे 8 घंटे की, तो 2 घंटे आपको MCQ क्वेश्चन पे आपको देने हैं, बाकी 6 घंटे आपको लैब करनी पड़ती है. बट इनकोर दे एडेड द लैब्स.
तो इसमें थ्योरेटिकल मतलब हम सीसीएनपी में ही कंप्लीट कर लेंगे और सीसीआई में मतलब हमें कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं, सिर्फ लैब के लिए प्रैक्टिस करना होता है
नहीं,
ना?
ऐसा नहीं है जितेंद्र. थोड़ा सा मैं बताऊं कि आपको 25% मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. वहां पे कुछ टॉपिक ऐसे हैं नए हैं CCI में. ठीक है, लेकिन 80% 75% आप यहाँ पे कवर कर लोगे अगर इनको एनआरसी SD-WAN तीनों चीज करते हो तो. अगर तीनों चीज करते हो तो अभी हम टॉक टॉक करें इनकोर एनआरसी का. SD-WAN इज डिफरेंट मॉड्यूल. अगर तीनों चीज कर ले तो आप SD एक्सेस एक बचता है. SD एक्सेस बचता है तो उसके लिए DC भी कर सकते हो, VX लाइन वगैरह कर सकते हो आप उसके अंदर. फिर SD एक्सेस के जो हमारा लैब होता है, दैट वी हैव टू टेक रेंटल. वो वहाँ पे आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो. देन यू आर गुड टू गो. ऑटोमेशन भी थोड़ा सा आपको हाथ पैर मारना पड़ेगा. अब कुछ टॉपिक्स है स्पेशली फॉर एडवांस इन द राउटिंग, वी हैव टू कवर दैट. BGP एंड
ऑटोमेशन और सर ये डीएनए सेंटर वगैरह जो होते हैं इनके लिए एक्सेस मतलब लैब वगैरह होगी ना इसमें?
समझा नहीं. क्या क्या बोल रहे हैं, दोबारा बताइए आप.
एसडी एक्सेस जो हमारा टॉपिक है उसके लिए जो लैब होती है
हाँ हाँ.
वो
So
हमें कंफर्म वगैरह
SD access lab is require the real devices, okay? And that's very costly. So if you have a plan for the CCI, right, and you want to cover this SD access, तो आपको lab मिल जाएगा, right? but this lab is very costly. We have to take rental from the vendor. Even Guinet doesn't have this lab SDXS, to be honest. So,
Sir, so SDXS is not covered in CCNP exam?
no, you have to. I will cover theoretically what is SDXS.
Oh,
Practically,
okay.
you have to know in CCNP इनकोर आपको सारी चीज बताई जाएगी कि भाई SDXS होता क्या है. देखो यहाँ पे
Yes, sir.
you have to know SD-WAN and SDXS solutions.
Yes, sir.
क्या होता है, कैसे काम करता है. I will cover these all things, but practically you can't test it. Even SD-WAN भी प्रैक्टिकल आपको यहाँ पे नहीं होगा. SD-WAN की मैं लैब दिखा दूंगा क्योंकि हमारे पास इन हाउस लैब है. SDXS की भी लैब दिखा सकता हूँ. We have the sandbox available in the clouds, right? But आपको करना नहीं है. You should know about the principle, how it's work. What is the meaning of the SDXS? Why you require the SDXS? What is the key component of the SDXS? And how it's integrate with your LAN, wireless, and your data center network. So
Yes,
that
sir.
we are going to cover.
Sir, I have question which I will ask you tomorrow when we start about this static
We will
route
start with the Monday,
config.
not tomorrow. We have to do the
Oh,
Monday.
okay.
Friday, so we'll do the Monday. Okay.
Okay, Monday is fine.
Okay.
All right, sir.
No problem.
सर पहले एनकोर करना अच्छा नहीं होगा क्योंकि एनकोर में बहुत तो बेसिक थिंग है, वो करने के बाद एनआरसी करने में आसानी होगा.
So Karthik definitely will do the encore, but encore में क्या है ना, बहुत सारे topic overlap है, right? Definitely I will cover. So we'll go with the NRC. That's routing is always going to be edge, right? वहाँ पे ज़्यादा हम करेंगे. We'll cover the encore. Don't worry.
ओके.
Okay? आपको टेंशन की जरूरत नहीं है. मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. I will cover. But NRC थोड़ा कर लोगे तो राउटिंग आपके बिल्कुल कॉन्सेप्ट है. राउटिंग ही सबसे डिफिकल्ट. इंटरव्यू जाओगे तो आपको राउटिंग सबसे ज्यादा पूछी जाएगी. BGP, OSPF, EIGRP, MPLS, DMPPN, IPsec. So उसमें आप चैंपियन बन जाओ. इनकोर आप ऐसे ही सीख जाओगे. आपको मैं सिखा दूंगा. बहुत थियोरेटिकल है, बहुत बेसिक है इनकोर.
ओके सर.
चलो, थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन एंड सी यू इन द मंडे एंड विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट. बी एक्टिव. आज का मैंने सेशन रिकॉर्ड करना भूल गया, कोई बात नहीं, मिल जाएगा.
विशाल, हेलो,
yes.
एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन है.
बताइए.
ये इमेजेस मिलेगी क्या?
आपको लैब बनाना है इसका?
हाँ, जैसे EVNG पे ट्राई करना है मुझे.
चलो ठीक है. I will give the image for the routers. Okay. You will do that. No worry.
ठीक.
चलो, thank you so much everyone. Have